Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, I'm going to let you know 5 tips and tricks on how to travel without your exclusively breastfeeding baby. Alright guys, if you are new to my channel, my name is Tiffany. I am the mother to a now 4-month-old baby boy, and I do have a 3-year-old baby girl who is behind me. With my daughter, I was a full-time working mom, and I did a lot of traveling away from my daughter. I was able to exclusively breastfeed her for the first year before we transitioned into solids, but I've learned all the tips and tricks when it comes to traveling without your baby. Alright guys, so this specifically is going to be talking about like leaving for longer periods of time, more than just going to work. Although these tips can be applied if you do work a lot and you're just going to the office and throughout the day. So the first thing I want to go over is flying without your baby. You can take breast milk onto the plane with you. It'll pass TSA. A couple of things you want to do though is note with TSA, I would just basically put all my bags and stuff because I was totally a bag lady when it came to nursing and flying and all that stuff. But you just basically put your bags on the little, what's it called? It goes into the machine. I don't know, it's the conveyor belt. So this way it can be scanned like normal. It's totally safe. And then you would just let a TSA agent know that I am traveling with breast milk. They're used to it, so they'll just tell you, okay. Do not be alarmed though. They will take your bags and they will examine your bags, so you'll get like a full, like thorough, basically check from TSA. They will ask you to open. I can't remember if they asked me to open or if they opened it, but basically they open up your bags if you're carrying breast milk back, and then they test it. They don't open it from what I remember. They would just kind of test the outside of the bag for me, and they just take random bags. So for me, they kind of took like a bag on top, and then they kind of dug through and then took a bag through the middle, and that was it. And I would just like stand off to the side. So it's super quick and easy. One of the reasons why I travel with breast milk and I take it as a carry-on is because I've had plane delays, and so you definitely want to make sure that you have that milk with you, especially if you need the milk. If you don't need the milk, it's not that big of a deal, just kind of sucks. But if there's any type of delays or anything like that, or like if your flight's canceled, you want to be able to pump like at the airport as well. And a lot of the times airports actually have nursing stations, so it's like a separate bathroom. You're able to plug in if you need to kind of relax and such. So definitely take the whole pump with you onto the plane as a carry-on. All right, so when it comes to your traveling and you're like picking a hotel and stuff, you want to let them know ahead of time to make sure that there is a mini fridge. A lot of the times too, there's like a separate section that has a freezer. So I would take like thin cool packs, like the flat ones, not the bulkier ones that they give you. You would line the bottom with like a cool pack and then do the sides and then some on top. But I would specifically stick some milk inside, or as much as I can fit inside the freezer part of the mini fridge. This way those would like freeze as well and chill, and it just kept my milk a lot cooler. So this way when I traveled on the plane, everything was cool, and when I got back to my home, I was able to stick the milk into the refrigerator or the freezer without it going bad. All right, so this next tip may be harder for some moms depending on the reason why you're traveling, but when it comes to work, they can't tell you no. Just as a reminder, even if you like, no matter where you work, you by law are required pumping time and enough pumping time, so they cannot cut your break short or anything like that. But my rule of thumb is to not go any longer than 3 hours in between pumping sessions, especially when I'm gone from baby, because I don't respond well to a pump, and my baby can obviously express more milk than my pump can, and so sometimes I'll notice a dip in my supply if I'm relying on my pump too much. So I definitely want to make sure that I'm keeping up with all my normal pumping or nursing sessions, but never to go longer than 3 hours apart. Okay, so tip number 4. So before, when I was traveling with Aria, because I worked full-time, I needed to make sure I had milk on hand. So it was super important for me to make sure I was bringing back milk whenever I was away from her on business trips or anything like that. But with Ezra, I'm a stay-at-home mom now, and I have a very good supply in my freezer. So if there is any dips, I can definitely supplement. He's also at that age, and we just got the okay to start solids as well. It's not to replace any milk, but it obviously will keep him fuller a little bit longer. So I'm not too worried about having to bring milk back. So really sit down and think, do I need to bring any milk back? And do not feel bad if you say no. If you need to pump and dump while you are away because there's just no use of bringing the milk back, do that. Like, do not make anyone feel or make you feel bad about doing that. It can be a hassle traveling with breast milk, just lugging everything along, or worrying about it freezing, worrying about it go bad, or worrying about the extra storage when you get home. So if you don't need to do it or bring any milk back, do not feel bad about not bringing milk back. I definitely will not be bringing milk back on this trip. I am just using the collection cups basically to make sure that my supply does not dip, because that is the most important thing. You do not want your milk supply to dip. So just keep pumping to keep that milk supply up. So this way when you come back to baby, you can go back to your regular nursing schedule. If you want to bring like a couple of bags back and dump the rest, you can do that as well. Whatever works out for you, works out for you. Do not let anybody shame you for that. All right, and then tip number 5 is to make sure you leave enough breast milk back at home for your baby. So if you know you're traveling a lot, you know, building that milk storage supply in your freezer is really good from the start. For me, I'm gonna actually be going through a pumping schedule when I prepare to leave for like vacations and stuff. I'll be gone for 48 hours, so I don't need a lot of milk. I do have a milk storage in my freezer, but I just like to have a lot of fresh milk on hand as well, so it's easier for my husband. So I will film a like pumping nursing routine on how I build my storage supply or milk supply before I take off for vacation. So if you guys want to see that, definitely make sure you hit that subscribe button along with that notification bell so you don't miss that. So when you come to traveling, you know exactly how to fit that into your schedule without having to stress, and make sure you have enough milk for your baby at home. All right guys, but those are my 5 tips when it comes to traveling away from your exclusively breastfed baby. I hope those helped you a lot. Let me know in the comments below if you have any tips or tricks when it comes to traveling away from your child as well. And as always guys, we love you, and I will see you in the next video.